Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I am so excited for today's topic because this is all about the internal things that we can change about ourselves to become externally more attractive. Now, I do think that it's important that we glow up externally and we do things to our hair and our makeup and we cultivate specific routines that make us look better. But what if I told you that there are internal things that we can change about ourselves that make us externally more attractive and essentially hotter? I do really believe that there are beautiful, gorgeous, stunning people out there that could actually become a little bit less attractive with certain things that they do. And there's people who people would consider average that are way hotter because of how they carry themselves. There are so many different things that we can do and exude that makes people receive us in a certain way. And I know for me that in my glow up journey and just constantly evolving, I have done specific audits of myself to become a little bit more confident and happier with how I present myself to the world. It is just important to me. And even just having a microscope on my life a little bit more than the average person, being that I am an influencer, these are things that I definitely think about a lot. So I'm giving you guys the 6 red flags to ditch in yourself to become externally more attractive and hotter. Keep on watching and give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you guys like these types of videos from me. All right, let's get into today's topic. Okay, let me talk to you guys today about our amazing sponsor, Wild, which I think is changing the game for using bathroom products. I have their body wash here and their deodorant. I'm gonna chat with you guys a little bit about it and why you guys should pick it up. First and foremost, I have been loving the body wash. I love trying new things in the shower, and this has been really wonderful for the spring/summer. I have been loving just like the clean, delicious scent that it has. And the deodorant is really great for ladies and gentlemen who love a natural vibe and love to use things that don't have any chemicals in them. So the unique thing about Wild's body washes and deodorants is that they do not use any single-use plastic, and they have premium style reusable bottles and containers so that you guys can have a really luxurious experience when cleaning yourself or using your favorite hygienic products. And it is in a really durable, amazing container that doesn't have any weirdness attached to it. And what's also great is they have compostable refills, and they have saved 440,000 pounds of single-use plastic from landfills, which I think is absolutely incredible. Like, they are really changing the environment one day at a time. So Wild does not have any parabens, no aluminum, no sulphates, nothing weird in them. It's all powered by plants, which I think is wonderful. Let me show you guys my deodorant container. So this is what it looks like, and it has my name on it, and you just open it up and you can use it. It's a great natural deodorant, guys. I think it's really comparable to anything that you're using currently and still has that good smell, and it definitely works and is something that you guys can have if you guys are natural deodorant lovers. And what's also so wonderful about their products is every time you buy from them, they actually plant a tree. Like, how amazing. So if you guys are into clean beauty and you want to smell good and you want to feel good and you want a luxurious experience that doesn't have any harmful chemicals or just anything in it that's going to irritate your skin or make you feel bad about what you're doing to the environment, then this is definitely going to be the brand for you. And I thank Wild so much for giving me these products to use. I have been loving this body wash. I use it every day in the shower. I'm honestly almost done with it. So if you guys want to try Wild today, I will leave the discount code on the screen and down below in the description box. You guys can try out these amazing clean beauty products. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get into the rest of today's topic. Okay, the first red flag that I would suggest to ditch in yourself is self-doubt. This is crucial, and how to fix this is to trust yourself. You need to become a well-rounded human being that makes sound decisions, and if you don't, you still trust that whatever you end up doing will lead you down a better path. So count on yourself and keep going. Self-doubt makes you not so good looking, and there is nothing more unattractive than a person who walks through life doubting themselves because you set yourself up for failure. There are so many things that trickle down when you start with self-doubt. You then, become a little bit insecure, you then become less confident, you then become a procrastinator, you then just have so many different attributes that kind of go in with that end up making you a very unattractive person. When you trust yourself, when you believe in yourself, you just exude a different aura, a magnetism that people are very attracted to. If you ever write down a goal, like let's just say you have a goal set for yourself and you notice that in your brain, you naturally tell yourself, I'm probably never going to achieve this, but it looks good on paper, you have already set yourself up for failure. I really want you to start believing that you are that bitch, that you are the person that you say you are. And let's just say you're still working towards that person. There's a way to be honest with yourself, but still live in a little bit of of delusion that helps you get to that place. So for me, let's just say I write down on a piece of paper, I am the most confident person in the room. But let's just say that I'm not. What I think a great way to kind of trick yourself into believing that is knowing that you will get there with certain steps that you take in your life. So knowing that you are speaking to your future self, you need to believe that it's possible for yourself. And if it's something that you even think, it is possible. You just have to stop doubting that you'll get there. If you start off with a negative headspace, you're gonna set yourself up for not actually achieving the thing that you want. So let's just say you wanna lose weight or find love or get married or make a certain amount of money, but you already have a negative thing in your head that associates with that particular goal. You are already going to set yourself up. People who actually achieve success and achieve the things that they want in life that make them a more attractive and well-rounded person are people that believe that there is a small chance, just a small chance, that it could happen. I don't expect you guys to believe in yourself 100%, but 1% is better than 0. So I definitely want you to work towards that and stop doubting yourself. Believe in yourself, trust yourself, and know that everything's gonna work out for you. Okay, the second red flag to ditch in yourself that is going to make you way hotter is procrastination. This kind of goes into what I was just talking about with self-doubt, because with self-doubt, we do end up procrastinating. This is an emotional regulation problem, not a time management problem. I think a lot of people believe that procrastination comes from the fact that they do not have good time management, but a lot of the times it's really just emotional regulation and believing in yourself. You need to realize that you can actually get as much done as you want if you set yourself up for it. Taking too long to do anything will leave you stuck and ugly. Think about any goal that you want to achieve to glow up. You need to actually start that. Procrastinating that will not actually get you anywhere closer to your goal than when you started thinking about it. So just do it. Who cares if it's raining or you're tired or your boyfriend just broke up with you? You need to start that thing today. Find that invisible motivation that allows you to think for your future self and become a more attractive person. This ties into self-doubt because once you doubt yourself, you will naturally procrastinate. We kind of discussed that before. And those who are looking sexier and better these days are taking the initiative to do so. You need to understand that the difference between you and the person that you find to be amazing is that they are actually setting goals and achieving them. They are not procrastinating and they are actually getting things done. Whether it's a specific cosmetic procedure or starting a fitness journey, starting to eat better or do anything, guys, they started and you did not. So stop procrastinating and you will become more attractive. And I think that being a procrastinator leaves you angry and a little bit bitter because you're constantly setting yourself up for failure and you just don't believe that you're ever going to achieve anything because you get really excited about something that you have imagined for yourself. It's a particular goal that you have in place. You can have wonderful ideas, but never implementing them will just leave you bitter and jaded. It takes heart, consistency, and discipline to transform. And in order to do that, you must get rid of procrastination. It is holding you back. So any way to look better is to believe that you can and to start now. It could be the smallest little step, but if you do, it will actually create a big difference. When I started my fitness and health journey back in September, I did not even think about today and what I would look like. And now that I look as wonderful as I do, it really feels super inspiring. And I'm like, wow, I just took little steps every day and it got me here. And it's a big change that happens over time. Okay, the third red flag to ditch in yourself that is keeping you ugly and not looking hot is lack of self-respect. So when you think of self-respect, it can mean a lot of different things. For me, I like to talk about my own personal journey and kind of give it to you guys so you can kind of feed off of that. It was not creating boundaries for me. I was a little bit of a people pleaser and not keeping up with my word was making me feel not so great. So whether that was always being there for other people and not being there for myself, or doing a lot of low vibrational activities that was taking away from the self-care and self-love that I could have been doing in the meantime, maybe not keeping up with hygiene or my self-care in general, putting yourself in compromising positions, these are going to be things that kind of fall under that umbrella of being someone who lacks self-respect. You need to just respect yourself so much that you see the vision for your greatness. You are able to have a good balance between loving on yourself and loving others. So you're not in your people-pleasing mentality anymore. You set boundaries boundaries in your dating life, your friendship life, your work life, and your overall life in general so that you know what you can and cannot do. And I'm telling you, having a healthy system around you is going to keep you up to par, because you're going to know that you cannot do this if it's going to take away from that. And you can't show up to that event if you have to do something here. This is the stuff that you need to do the older you get to better understand what it takes to be you. When I started realizing that spreading myself too thin was actually making me ugly, I stopped doing that. I was not able to do a million things and still going to the gym at night. I have to hold up my end of the bargain for myself. But if I'm always available for everyone and I'm constantly putting work first and this first and that first, then how can I really end up working on myself? It's just not possible. So having self-respect is going to be huge. So ditch that lack of self-respect and start being someone who loves yourself so you can be a confident, healthy human. The fourth red flag to ditch in yourself that is going to allow you to become hotter is having a hater mentality. There is nothing worse than a beautiful person who is a hater. It makes them so ugly to me. And I have to say that there have been times in my life where I've caught myself hating or being a little nasty, and I had to check myself at the door because I was curious as to why I felt that way. And I think a lot of the times we hate what we don't know, or we dislike what we don't understand. And to be a really beautiful, well-rounded person is to just respect others. And if something isn't for you, then let it be. But you don't need to have and exude that hater mentality because it takes away from the beauty that you have within. Being a hater will make you hideous. Keep in mind, thinking of others takes away from yourself. If you're constantly thinking about what other people are doing or how other people are or this and that, and you're constantly judging, then how do you really have time to think about what's going on in your own life? And that is why they say that envious and jealous people are the worst people to be around, because they do not actually like to do the self-work to become a better human. They much rather just criticize and talk shit about other people than to actually work on the things that they need to work on. Once you start doing more inner work and you start doing that shadow work and fixing the things within you that you maybe have been ignoring for a while, you're gonna become more beautiful. And being a hater will actually be more difficult the more you glow up, because once you start getting to that peak happiness where you love your life, you love your money situation, you love your body, you love all that, you don't really have the energy to care about what other people are doing in a negative way. If somebody doesn't jive with you, you just naturally say, I don't jive with that person, and keep it pushing. But to actually have them on your mind constantly is kind of giving fan. So you have to really check yourself and say, am I hating because I'm not actually doing that work on myself to better myself? And if the answer is yes, it's time to get rid of that. Start tapping into your own self, doing the self-care, doing the mental health check-ins, maybe seeing a therapist, having a better circle around you, people that you can actually look up to that are going to make you have a better and more positive outlook on life. I think a lot of people who are haters always have nasty people around them, which is why they ended up being that way. If you surround yourself with positive, happy, healthy people, you will have a more positive, happy, healthy approach to life. I also want to note that it's important to heal your past traumas that have encouraged that hate out of you, that maybe came from fear. A lot of the times we hate things that we fear, or we hate things that we don't want to acknowledge in ourselves. So definitely do those internal check-ins, have connections, be open to new people, get out there and be friendly. I'm telling you, it is such a sexy, beautiful quality when someone is just open to being a kind person to others. I cannot stand when I meet someone who's lost a lot of weight and then they proceed to make fun of other big people that they see out. It is very odd to me. Like, why do you care about other people's bodies if you're so happy within? But it made me realize that a lot of the people who thought that they fixed themselves, they did not fix themselves inside. I know for me that I understand why people live the way they live. And just because I have done the inner work and the healing does not mean that other people's journeys are linear with mine. So I'm a little bit more empathetic and understanding when other people do not have the same life as me. I can always tell when people do work on themselves for validation versus for them to actually like themselves better. So definitely figure out which one you are and start going towards the one where you're not doing it for the validation of others, but more so for the validation that you give yourself. Okay, the fifth red flag to ditch, and this is huge for all of my girlies who work crazy hectic schedules, possibly have children, maybe just do not understand the importance of slowing down, is rushing everything. Being in a rush will just have you in a little bit of a masculine state, guys. Slow down and practice femininity. I know that it's a lot of you guys out there that are not ugly, you just are a little bit too quick with things. things. You're not taking your time with your hair and makeup. You're not actually slowing down and figuring out what your personal style is, what makes you look good. You're just in a perpetual state of rushing all the time. Once you slow down, start to get a little bit more grounded, understand that you're not really wasting more time actually catering to yourself, you will see that there is a balance to everything. Lighter living and more intentional living is something that I want you guys to implement in your life. I started doing it and I feel so much better. I no longer feel like I have to rush everywhere and get everything done immediately. If something needs to get pushed to the next day, I will allow it to if it means keeping my sanity. Instant gratification just doesn't feel as good in the long run. So having a quick makeup routine or this and that, even though sometimes it's necessary, I don't want it to be a habit. It's going to make you feel ugly in the long run. And if you actually slow down, learn a routine that you know you're gonna love, you will actually get quicker at it naturally and you won't need to always be rushing. I am totally understanding of the fact that you guys possibly have children or really demanding jobs, but I promise you guys, if there is a will, there is a way. You can wake up earlier, maybe cultivate a routine that you maybe practiced a couple times so that you're better at it. You can maybe slow down on a day off and start planning out your wardrobe in advance. There are so many different things that you can do that goes towards your glow up that are going to make you feel sexier, but rushing will have you masculine, have you messy, and have you hating yourself. So don't do it. And the sixth red flag to ditch in yourself to become a hotter person is to ditch insecurity and self-hate. I am so understanding that there are things about you that you just do not like right now, but I rather you focus on the things that you do like. It is time to work on your self-image. Figure out how you can turn an insecurity into something that makes you unique. I know for me that growing up, there were certain things about myself that I felt made me feel ugly that I ended up appreciating as an adult. One big one was my skin. I mean, I grew up in an all-white town. I did not think that my skin was beautiful. As I've gotten older, it has been one of my favorite things about myself. Like, I love my skin. I love my complexion. I love the way I look. I think I look unique and beautiful. Another thing that I noticed that I don't care about as much as my nose. Like, I just don't fixate on the things that I don't and can't change. I much rather view it as a uniqueness, something special, and I get it. There are just certain things in our life that we will never like, and I think that there are ways that we can change it in a healthy way. So definitely figure out what things you can change and which things you can actually accept. Transformation happens through acceptance. It really does, guys. And I think that a lot of the times when we are in a perpetual state of hating ourselves, we cannot actually progress and become hotter because we are constantly making people around us feel like our mood is dampened based off of our outfit or the way that we look or the way our hair is, instead of trying to make those things work and look as beautiful as we can in that moment. Whenever I was going through my weight loss journey, I just accepted every single chapter and I looked at myself as beautiful from each and every chapter, which is so fascinating because now when I look back at certain weights, I'm like, whoa, I didn't realize how big I was, but I'm actually grateful that in that journey, I was not beating myself up. I was just accepting it as it went. And it's a really beautiful thing. So like I said, transformation happens through acceptance. Surround yourself with other women who love themselves fully and are in healthy dynamics because this creates having a good sense of self. If you're around people who pick themselves apart, who hate their lives, who hate their men, who hate their families, who hate this, you're never going to love yourself because it's just what you surround yourself with. A lot of who we are is what we surround ourselves with. So definitely keep that in mind throughout this journey. I'm telling you guys, working on your self-image and your insecurities is going to actually just make you more appealing to most people. There is nothing sexier than a person who somebody could easily just be like, "Ooh, you look crazy," and they're holding their head up high like, "I look great, I look fabulous." And you can't hate it because you're like, wow, that person is really confident. And I'm telling you, confidence makes people way more attractive. Even if they are not conventionally attractive to, TV or the Victoria's Secret model in question, they are attractive in their own right. And I think that everyone has the ability to be that, depending on how they carry themselves through life. So keep that in mind, that you can actually give off that aura, that magnetism with a little bit less insecurity. Okay guys, those were my 6 red flags to ditch in yourself to become a hotter person. Once you guys do that, you will see your glow up journey just work for you. There are a lot of things about ourselves that we can fix externally that will make us feel hotter, but these are internal things that we need to work on in order to really have that full confidence and presence that we want to exude. So I'm telling you guys, these will make you naturally more beautiful and you're gonna feel so much better holding your head up in a way that allows other people to receive you properly. And it's an authentic, healthier, happier version of yourself. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any other tips that you want to give people to ditch within themselves that will really make them more attractive, please leave them down below in the comments section. And thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone. Mwah.